Good morning, Heather. You made some really good observations about counselor ethical violations for the state of Tennessee. I also found it alarming at the amount of counselors across the state that lack boundaries with their clients, as well as a lack of respect for the code of ethics within our state, as well as the ACA code of ethics. As a student, I'm finding that the code of ethics that we subscribe to is well laid out without much room for error. While the amount of breaches in ethics in Tennessee is surprising and very discouraging, I also found it encouraging that compared to other helping professions in the state, the amount of violations recorded in the Tennessee State Board of Health and the State of Tennessee Department of Health had fewer incidences recorded in the field of counseling. I totally agree with you about how important it is for counselors to implement self-care to protect their own mental health so that they do not become impaired. The ACA Code of Ethics C2G clearly states that counselors monitor themselves for signs of impairment and refrain from providing professional services when impaired. It also requires that counselors seek out assistance for problems of impairment. Since neither the ACA Code of Ethics nor the Tennessee Code of Ethics tell us how to implement self-care, I did a little research as to what scholarly articles have to say addressing self-care for counselors. There is a vast array of articles available, which is encouraging. One that I read that I found most helpful was from an ACA member blog on the ACA website. The blogger wrote about her intentions to carry out the self-care that she had established for herself during schooling and how often it was impressed upon her to have a plan in place. However, once in practice, she found it very hard to carry out these steps due to how busy and demanding her profession is. She also wrote about herself as well as colleagues that find that when they think about how they are carrying out self-care, that it becomes a source of shame and guilt because they are not able to include self-care as a part of their daily life. As she examined her goals and dreams for her life, she realized that she would need to be intentional about providing the self-care that she truly needed to be able to keep up the emotional and physical stamina needed to meet the needs of her clients and avoid burnout. She found that when she thought of self-care, she envisioned the big things, like a movie out with a friend or getting a massage or a dinner out, evening out with her spouse. Things that possibly could take longer than an hour. I tend to think about those along those lines as well, and like her, I am overwhelmed because it does not fit into my busy schedule. She suggests finding things that she can fit within a half hour. Sitting with our thoughts, a quick walk in nature, breathing outdoors, or spending quality time with our spouse or children, doing nothing but focusing on them. She also mentions that good self-care is supposed to be utilized to encourage us to delve into our feelings and thoughts and assess those needs that could be replenished and refreshed, allowing us to come back feeling renewed and sane. Also noted is that self-care activities that do not allow time for self-reflection is really just a superficial act. Self-care is paramount for counselors, and I appreciate the constant reminder to put self-care into practice while we are yet students and being mindful of our ability to carry out these practices in the future. Thank you.